Russian oil is definitely still on the market, and they've even kind of created this situation where certain players, China, India, for example, really want to buy Russian oil because, as say, Brent's heading to 86, they can get Russian oil for like under $60 a barrel. What a great deal! They're basically incentivizing certain countries who can, if they're willing to, pay for Russian insurance and Russian shipping, and Russia is apparently very willing to supply all of these ancillary services, they're very happy to buy Russian oil. So Russian oil is definitely, staying on the market. I think Russia is planning to cut production a little bit in March, and but the question is this really stopping Russia from making money? They're definitely not making $86 a barrel, but they're still making quite a bit of money. Is that enough to stop their war in Ukraine? I can't necessarily say that, but we do have a lot of indications that Russia is making quite a bit of money selling these other services, the trading services, the shipping, the insurance, all of that, the storage, and that they are making up money that they've lost by having to sell their oil for less on all of this. So they've basically created this like shadow entire shipping industry. And it does seem like since these sanctions and this price cap is here to stay, that it's worth the investment for Russia.
Yes.
What, however, that means to the whole Russian economy and whether they're able to continue fighting in Ukraine is really,
yes.
Remains to be seen, I think.
Great point. There's always a back door, and shadow fleet is what the Iranians did during the sanctions too, if we all recall. Ellen, onto OPEC. Is there any substance to the speculation that the Emiratis, that the UAE may be leaving OPEC? And if China's demand is rebounding, then is the de facto OPEC leader going to push? Are the Saudis going to push for more barrels on the market and raise production?
So I would not be surprised if by the time OPEC is meeting in June, if they are preparing for an increase. It does look like, Nigeria is putting more barrels on the market now, finally, after really underproducing. The UAE is going to want to produce more. Saudi's able to produce more. And if oil is getting too high, if it looks like, there might be a supply shortage and oil might be getting too high, I do think that they will be responsive to this because getting to be at too high a level is not good for OPEC either. As for whether the Emiratis are going to leave OPEC, I don't doubt that it's a conversation that comes up, but I think that they've always assessed that the benefits of staying in OPEC outweigh, anything else, because they are basically, the second most powerful member of the original OPEC, and stand to gain in influence as they, increase capacity.